Okay. So, by the way, this is my one of the website. Okay, I showed you this, right? You know it. And
Yes.
let's. This is here ICT theory notes, and we have over here is your system analysis and design. I've opened it up over here. Okay. So let's start. Now, system analysis. Probably you've done this chapter, but I have to cover it with you. Okay, right?
I watched this video. I watched the video
Did you get it?
just just 1 hour ago.
Did you get it?
Most of the points, I think
Yeah.
one should revise.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
Today we have.
obviously.
It's a very important chapter, but I have to discuss with you. Haris and Usman, they're really. It's important. Okay.
Okay.
Both of you
Yes.
are ready? Can I start now?
Yes.
Right.
Sure.
Now, system analysis is what? A system analyst is the one who will be doing system analysis. A system analyst does the system analysis. System analyst is one of the most high-end jobs that you have in software houses. These people are responsible to gather up information and to know
Yeah.
whether a particular project should go forward or not. Okay? So,
Okay.
in
Yes.
order for the project management to take place, a system analyst first of all has to do the research and system study. Research and system study means you have to collect information about the present system works. आपने क्या करना है? आपने सबसे पहले तो ये देखना है कि the current system that you have, is it suitable enough or is it not suitable enough so that a new system should be developed.
Yes.
If the new system has to be developed, then the analysis stage comes in, which means now examining, then the feasibility, then the design, testing, documentation, implementation. I will start
Yes.
with the very first phase, that analyzing the present system. What does it mean?
Yes.
We have to see basically that the present system
Yes.
is working how. What goes in? How do you enter the data in the present system? How it is processed and how is it displayed out? You
Yes.
need to find out, are there any problems, any issues, any discrepancies with the current system.
Yes.
You will note them down. Plus, one very important thing. Let me just note down some of the points with you guys so that you remember as well. Okay. Plus, at the same time, what we'll do is,
You're recording, sir?
I'm recording, but at the same time, we have to list the objectives. Listing the
Yes.
objectives is really important. In my analysis, I will list down all my objectives. What does it mean? It means my objectives means I should know that my system, when I develop the new system, it should be able to do this, it will be able to do this, and to do this. It should be able to search the records. It should be able to create graphs of the records, whatever, and so. So
List of goals.
list
Right.
of goals. Excellent word as
Yes.
well. Yes. Next. So you need to research the present system. Obviously, analyzing the present system means what? Haris, you're with me, right? Following?
Yes.
Yes. So researching the present system. How do you research? Well, your system analyst will take his team or will go alone by doing the following: observation, interviews, questionnaires, and collecting documents. Well, let's start with the first one. Observation is a very good way. Observation means you'll just sit down and you'll observe people. But there is something known as the Hawthorne's effect. Hawthorne's effect is basically what? Hawthorne's effect means people do not perform in the same manner when someone is observing you. So observation might not give you the full result because people don't work in the normal manner. This is known as Hawthorne's effect. So observation is good. Why is observation good? Both of you. Observation is good because observation. Sorry.
Free of cost.
Yeah, but there's one important thing. Let's take it to a more deeper perspective. With observation, I can actually figure out what type of hardware requirement do I need for the system. Now, what am I saying? What am I saying? I'll tell you what I'm saying. If I observe a new store that has opened up, I will see that per minute or per hour how many customers are coming in. If the number of customers coming in are 10, then I can use a keyboard to enter my data. If the number of customers are a lot, I can use other methods that are the data capturing, such as barcode or magnetic strip or something else.
Yes.
If I have more customers coming in, if I have more data coming in, I need much more processor and I need much more database.
Yes.
I need to see my data is displayed, printed out, or should be visually displayed out. So observation tells me to define the hardware and the software required as well. This is why it's important. Yes or no? Are you getting my point?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. And like the way I mentioned, that observation allows system analysts to get first-hand unbiased information. You know what unbiased information is? Yeah, because you are getting the information. Mr. ABC who works for you does not like going to Hyperpanda. And he says, no sir, I didn't like it. Well, obviously the person is being biased. He doesn't like that store.
Yep.
So you can't depend on his information. Yes.
Underrated. No, not underrated.
Yes. Okay. Right. Okay. Interviews. Interviews are very important, but there's a problem with interviews. Interviews obviously.
People will ask. Will go off topic.
Very good.
And they will not get to ask their questions they wanted to ask.
Exactly. Because interviews are conducted with the high level management. Now, because obviously I will not go and interview just the salesperson. He is not responsible for the new system to be developed. I have to interview the people who are handling who are actually going to get it developed. Now, if I interview them, they will give me limited time. Since I have limited time, I might not be able to ask lots of questions. Interviews cannot be conducted again and again. Okay. So, this is why interviews are good and interviews are not good as well. Okay. This part is also good in your book. Please have a look from your book as well. Questionnaires. Questionnaires, a very good way. But questionnaires, first of all, should be made in a very proper manner so that it's very easy for someone to read it. Okay, they're legible, and people usually don't take questionnaires seriously. So this is why at times we don't say questionnaires are a good way. But questionnaires do give us an idea, a general idea, that this is what the user response is. At least it gives us an idea. So it's a good way. And questionnaires are given to whom? Salesperson, people who don't have time. Questionnaires are given to whom? They are given to people who are in mass scale, not just to 2 or 3 people. Because we want to get it generalized, a mass scale idea. So that's why we use questionnaires over there. Then we have collecting documents. Collecting documents means I will go and I'll say, can I get some photocopies of your receipts and of your reports? Why? Why do I need it? Because if I get the printouts, I will actually know what type of database do I need to create, what fields do I have, how much data is being processed. I will have the information, what type of report has to be generated, which fields should come, what can I add to it, what can I delete. So collecting documents can help us to edit or add more information to our system.
Remove.
Exactly.
Or remove.
Yes, I remove. So once your information has been collected, your analysis will also include the hardware and the software. What means that what type of environment are you developing? I want to make a system for a company. They need servers. They need to have a large network which will have switches, routers. I have to list all this down because when we deal with people, these people are not professional IT people. They don't have the knowledge. So we as a system analyst, we have to guide them. We have to tell them that this is what is required. You have to be as fair as possible. So the software that you will do is, there are 2 kinds of software that you can provide them. They are off the shelf and the custom software. Yes, Custom built, you know what custom built are. Haris, Usman, both of you?
Yes, sir.
Custom built are
Yes.
also, the other name is tailor built.
Off, off the shelf is for the general
Exactly.
people.
Yes. Okay. But frankly speaking, many of the softwares do not give this option, because if you give this option off the shelf, then why would they ask you to develop one for you? But professionally, it is
Yes.
done actually. Okay. Okay. So there's a comparison between off-the-shelf and custom written. Custom written is expensive. Custom written is secure. Haris, why is custom tailored-made software more secure than off-the-shelf? This could be another question.
Because it's made according to your requirements.
Excellent. And one more reason,
On,
it
I
remains.
will tell,
Yes, you tell.
only the person who has been given the access can access it.
Can access it.
Yes. Only
MS,
one.
exactly. There is an accounting
Only one.
software of Microsoft.
Okay.
Everyone has hacked it. All the Chinese know the password. But if I make a
Right.
software, I have developed the software, no one else knows it. It's not online. If it's not online, no one can hack it,
Yes.
because you need to
Yes.
get the executable file of the software to actually hack it. So custom written softwares are actually very safe, but there is an issue. They have lots of errors. They have less
Yeah.
help facility. Okay. Uh, if you talk about professional softwares, you have help centers, you have your chat rooms where they can help you a lot. But
Mm.
obviously, custom built software does not provide that extent of perfect help facility that you might be expecting, right? Okay,
Right. Maybe it's not common that the software is not that common.
exactly. Okay,
Okay.
this feasibility report and study is not in your book, but it's there in my notes, and it should have been. Now, once you have done your analysis, your team has done all this. Now your team basically has to tell them that can the company afford to financially get the system developed? You have to tell them, does the company have the manpower to do all this? You don't have technical people to do the networking, to run the system, to handle databases. Is the building environment right for the system to take place? Which means that do you have enough rooms or area
Yes.
to do it? Or if you're using a wireless network,
Exhausted.
yes, exhaust systems, or do you have a lot of walls? If you have a lot of walls, your wireless system might not work properly. You need much more powerful routers, and so on, lots of points. So if the feasibility study produces a positive report, then we come to design. Design means the actual development. We will start the development. Yeah. Now design means we will come inside softwares, and I will actually work with my team. My team will develop the software. Now, this includes what? This basically includes, frankly speaking, includes what? We will make a documentation, paperwork, and this documentation will be given to each and every employee. My designers, my coders, my testers. I need
Similar to blueprints.
exactly, very good word.
Yes.
Yeah, it's similar to blueprints. You make is paper forms. Okay, now what is design? You have to design that how data will be input. There could be different cases. If you go to banks, you might see you have to fill up in paper forms. So
Mm.
all these possibilities could be there. We might have to design some forms in which people will write in capital. Okay.
Yes.
Yes or no? So we might
Yes.
use barcodes, we might use card readers, we might use cameras. Okay,
Mm.
right? Then the most important thing is next. That is the process. That you are developing a new system.
Yes.
You have to actually store the data. To store the data, it has to be database, which means, let's say, access. So if you're using access, you have to perform different validation rules. You need to tell your team that, you know what, we'll have 20 fields, and these 20 fields will have the following field names, and the following fields will have the following checks. Some field will have their presence check, some will have range check, some will have length check, type check, and format check. Okay, we don't usually do it. Once the software is made, you will say, you know what, we should have had the length check in this field. No,
Mm.
we have to decide all this before. We don't disturb people.
Prior.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Right.
And if there are any changes that have to be made, they will come in the future
Very.
developments, which will generate version 1.2, then version
Yes.
1.3.
Hmm.
So we will put this at the end in the future development, in the future phase, so that next time when we make the new version of the software, we will add the following feature and we will rectify the following problems. This is why when you're using Windows, you see sometimes you'll have a please send an error report. You might have seen that, and
Yes.
some of us we do send an error report. Some of us, most of us, we don't actually. Most of us, let's not be.
Okay.
I even don't. Uh, yes,
Yeah.
because I should not say it online, but piracy is the issue actually. Why?
Okay.
Right? So if you send an error report, you're helping the community. You're telling them that there is a problem with the operating system. Please have a look at it, so
Hmm.
that the next version does not. Because user is the best tester.
Hmm.
User is the best tester. Okay. So then
The,
we have, sorry.
hello? The
Yes.
customers.
Customers, exactly. Okay, data verification techniques. There are two ways you can maintain data integrity. Data integrity.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Data integrity means what? Data integrity,
Checking.
yes, there is data in the form the way it was supposed to be. I was supposed to
Yes.
write SAEM. Have I written something else? So I have to verify. I have proofreading. I
Yes.
have double entry. Proofreading means read it again. Double entry means I will enter the data again. Now you might be
One
saying,
question.
yes,
One question.
yes,
Proofreading is also a visual check.
absolutely
Visual
correct.
check.
Absolutely
Okay.
correct. Proofreading is also visual check.
Okay.
What is the double entry? Double entry means that you will enter the data again. But you might be thinking that what's the point of entering the entire data again? No, it's not like that.
Yes.
Usually what we do is in double entry that if we have 100 records, randomly we will check 10 records. If 10 out of
Yes.
10 are correct, we will not
Hmm.
recheck the other because most probably they are
Yes.
correct. But if we
Hmm.
find out of 10 there are 3 records which have a problem, then we will check 10 more.
Hmm.
So this is the practice that is usually done. I'm telling you. Okay?
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
So then you have to do is you have to discuss designing system processes, designing your field. I've discussed this. Okay, fields, how to make it. Output. Output means you have to basically design is what? The report. The
Hmm.
report that you design, like an access, examiner tells you that you should have the following heading, the following color, the following font size. You should have bar chart on the right. Everything we will discuss. We will tell our team
Hmm.
that we are going to make the following report for the customer. Please make sure the following points are present or not.
Yes.
Then we come where? Testing.
Hmm.
Testing is what? Testing basically is that you have
Hmm.
to see that is your system
It
working
will.
properly.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Working
Okay.
properly.
Testing also means general testing means does your system open and close properly? Can data be
Hmm.
entered, saved, printed? Okay. Data testing. The word data
If
testing.
the data is
Yeah.
being entered properly.
Exactly. Data testing has the following: the normal, extreme, and abnormal. Normal testing means that if I enter the number in number, is it correct? It's normal testing.
Hmm.
If I enter name as alphabets, is it correct? If I
Okay.
enter date in the right format, is it correct? If I enter normal values, are normal values accepted or not?
Hmm.
Abnormal data means that if I enter abnormal values, instead of name, I enter numbers. Instead
Hmm.
of numbers, I enter names, or vice versa. It will not accept.
Yes.
Extreme means what? Extreme limits. I have the lowest price 50 and I have the highest price 1000.
Yes. Upper
50
limit, lower
and
limit.
lower limit, very good. So
Yes.
I will define two extreme limits to test my system. Although there are more testing, but we don't discuss them in our syllabus. Okay, so don't think there are only three. There are more, but we are not discussing them. Then we have documentation. You have done the analysis. You came into your software. You've done the designing.
Manual, user manual.
You've done the testing. Now you have to make is the user manual. User documentation. User documentation will consist of some points. The minimum hardware software requirements, how to install, how to uh, uh, basically you'll have video tutorials, you have FAQs, you'll have screenshots, screen dumps, how to use it, you know it. So it's a very simple thing. Okay. Then you have something as technical documentation.
Yes,
Technical is for the developers. One developer is working, he leaves the software house, someone else comes in. There should be some documentation for the developers which will include some data structures, which mean field name, their explanation, some coding explanation. So basically it will define the entire system in a very elaborated manner with reference to codes, with reference to expected outputs, inputs, which are not concerned with the user but they're concerned with the developer. So all those technical details that are needed for the system to be redeveloped, re-enhanced, fixed, they will be now technical documentation. I have listed down some of the points. Yes or no? Clear?
Yes.
Then
Clear.
we have implementing. This is really important. You usually get a question. In implementation, we have direct changeover, we have parallel, and we have is phased. Okay, I need to basically open up Word to explain you this. Okay, it will be easier for me to explain you through MS Word. Okay, implementation basically means installation. Okay, there are different ways we can install the system in different organizations. Okay, so the first one that we will discuss is this. 1 second here, both of you. Let's discuss is direct. So direct implementation. Direct implementation will be something like this. Let me choose is this and another one. No. This over here is my old system, and this over here is my new system. I will define a particular date where this will actually change. This line that you see is the date. At this date, I will shift over to this 1st of January. I get rid of the old system and I install the new system.
Yes.
Disadvantage, if the new system doesn't work properly, I don't have the data of the old system. Okay, for example, I am developing a new biometric system. People sign in. I don't want them to sign in. I want them to use their thumbprint or their facial recognition. So what happens is the new system doesn't work. I don't have the manual. Data is gone. Direct implementation is implemented because it's not very expensive. Because we give a very short time for them to develop.
And they don't do any testing.
Exactly. They don't do a lot of testing. Don't use the word. They don't use the word any testing. It's not thoroughly tested. It's tested, but not thoroughly. Okay.
Yes.
Then you have is the second one. I'm sorry.
Parallel, phased.
Then you have is, let's talk about phased. Phased implementation is something like this. Okay. What I'll do is I will have one over here. Then I will have the other one over here. Then I will have a third one over here. And then so and so. I'll just make another one, although there could be many more. Now, what are these? Phase has um, part 1 of old, part 2 of old,
Mm.
part 1
Gradually.
of new, gradually. You got the point. And part 2 of new. So, let's say in a school I'm making a report generation and inventory control system and attendance system. So I want the old attendance system to be replaced with the new one. Then I want prioritize. My phased implementation helps me in prioritizing. I want this first. Then I want my inventory and the new inventory. This was manual
Yes.
inventory. This is computerized inventory. So on and so. If your software can be cut down into 3 modules, 10 modules, whatever, each and every part will be prioritized and will be implemented, installed one by one. This is phased implementation. And then we have discussed two. The next is we have is over here is
Parallel. Yes.
parallel implementation. Sorry. What is parallel implementation? You know it.
Two systems running at the same time.
At the same time. Haris beta,
Yes, sir.
you're following, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Usman just said that we have the old system and we have
New system.
is the new system, right? So advantage, obviously I believe it's very good, but it's expensive. I need to pay someone for this and someone for this. Advantage, if this goes down, at least this is there. At least one is working. But parallel, the only advantage is expensive. Otherwise, parallel is good. You have to read the scenario. Scenario will say which kind of implementation should be implemented if the company does not have time, if the company has no issue with the capital, if the company has to prioritize its preferences. You need to read the scenario. अगर scenario में कोई ऐसा point तो नहीं है, then you will answer your question कि parallel implementation will be implemented because since they don't have any capital problem, cash problem,
Yes.
so it's preferably the best option we have. You get the
Yes.
point? Now I'll discuss.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. No time is for direct
Yes.
implementation.
Now I'll discuss. I'll change this to pilot. You might have heard the word pilot. Pilot implementation is what? Your
I did not see this one
Sorry?
in the.
No,
I did not see this
yeah,
one
yeah, yeah,
in the
yeah.
video.
It's not there.
Okay.
It's not there. That's why I'm discussing it now. In pilot
Okay.
implementation, what happens is, I will just explain it, that when you actually, and explain with this diagram. You know what this diagram is telling me? That when the old system has to be implemented new system, a partial part of it is tested. For example, I have 100 people who will be using the biometric system. 100 people come and use the manual system and the biometric system. I will tell them that out of 100, I want 10 people, partial, to basically test the new system. Okay? With the old system, test the new system. Okay? Before we implement, the new system is partially implemented, is tested. Can you see this?
Yes.
Or
This is similar to paste
no,
implementation.
this is similar to direct,
Okay.
but in direct we don't we don't do much testing. Okay, and I'll give you an example.
This is just okay.
I'll give you an example. You have 10 branches. You have to implement a new system in 10 branches. What you will do is you will implement the system in one of the branch, not in 919 branches.
Yes.
This is also an example of pilot implementation. You test it in one.
Yes.
If it works, then you implement new system in the new in all of the branches. होता नहीं कि यार ये पायलट टेस्टिंग कर लेते तो कितना बेहतर होता. Like I mean I should not be recording this, but fine. In the election commission of Pakistan, they should have pilot tested the system before, so that there was no problem. This is known as pilot testing. Partially test the system before it's implemented. Okay. You should also know this, na? This is why
Yes.
I did discuss this with you as well. It's not my notes. Evaluation. I'll come back. Remember, I just talked about list of objectives. क्या था ये? Evaluation. Now I can say,
Yes.
okay, I will see, are my list of objectives fulfilled?
Okay.
If my objectives have been fulfilled, my evaluation can be tested properly. Evaluation में क्या कहेंगे? I've listed down. Does it operate quickly? Are all the system users able to use? Evaluation, है ना? We will ask the user, how is the system
Yes.
working? Do you find it comfortable? So this is evaluation.
Survey.
Yes.
Yes. Hello?
So yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It's similar to survey.
Exactly. Again, very good word. You are right. You see? Check user's response. You start your evaluation process again. Give them questionnaires, conduct interviews and observation to see that what you wanted to develop them. Very professional software houses do it. And पे जाके
Even
yes बोलो.
even on websites when you try to create an account, they will ask you for a survey, asking a robot.
Yeah, but yes, you're right. What you're talking about is giving stars, something like that. When you download a software, it says please rate us, give us 5-star, 4-star. Yes, and let's say when you go to a restaurant, they ask you. You can even give that example. So you have to actually give them stars. You have to tell them that fine,
Yes.
it's working properly or not. Because
Feedback.
feedback. User is the best evaluator. And then remember I was talking about future development. Something that will bring the cycle again. If there are some improvements to be made, if there are some new features to be added, this will be done in the future development, and your next version of the software will take place now. You get the point?
Next update.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'll just stop the recording. I want